Hello, folks, and welcome to College Hacks with Dr. B, where I'm your host, Dr. B the ChemE. Now, if you're tuning into this channel and this video, it means one of three things has happened. Number one, I invite you to come check this video out and the channel, and you're probably one of my students. Number two, you know someone that I invited, and they strongly encouraged or coerced you to watch this video. Or number three, I've somehow made it big on YouTube, and you just magically clicked on this video. Cool! Whichever one it is, welcome to College Hacks with Dr. B. I'm super happy to have you here. Now, the first question you're probably wondering is, what is a college hack? And for me, a college hack is pretty much anything that I wish I knew when I was in college. And there's a few different things that I wish I knew in college, such as, what do I do for writing a resume? How do I become effective at interviewing? What do I do at a career fair? But it's also not the job-oriented stuff, but just your own personal self-development, such as how to be an effective presenter, how to work well on teams, or how do you be a good leader, and pretty much everything else in between that you're probably going to be experiencing at some point or should be working on in college. Those are the items that I consider a college hack. And these are all items that if you work on them and help yourself out to become a well-rounded individual will help you be very successful in that next step of your career, whether that be going out to industry or going off to graduate school for a master's, PhD, MD, MBA, JD, or any other degree. Now, you're also probably wondering, who am I and why do I have the credibility and reliability to give you this advice? That's good. That's a fair question. And so a little bit about my background. So I have a bachelor's, master's, and PhD in chemical engineering. And I've got my bachelor's and master's from a small liberal arts college, and I got my PhD from Carnegie Mellon University, a top engineering university. And if that wasn't enough, I'm also a professor at a large research university. And I've worked there a few years, teaching a whole bunch of students and graduating about 100 students a year. I have a very good rapport with my students, and I understand a lot of the challenges my students are experiencing right now. And if I had to guess, I'd guess that you also are experiencing similar obstacles as you're pursuing a career or working on that next step, perhaps going to some form of graduate school. And whichever way it is, I want to help you. And that leads me into my why. Why do I want to help? And that all is that's just because of my experience in college, right? And that comes from, I'm the son of two immigrants, so I'm first generation American. And on top of that, I was first in my family to get a bachelor's and by extension a PhD. And along the way, I made a lot of mistakes during my college career because I didn't know any better. I was a little naive in believing that all I needed to do was do well in school and the rest would figure itself out. That wasn't really the case. I learned that after college, I will add, that there was more to college than just getting good grades, that I needed to be a well-rounded individual and be working on multiple aspects of myself rather than just the academic aspect. And it took a lot of trial and error, a lot of rejections for me to learn and master a lot of these skills. And what I'd like to do now is give back to everybody who perhaps is in a similar situation to what I was in, where you didn't have anyone else that was able to help coach you along the way or provide a couple of tips of what you should be aware of and try working on as soon as possible so that you're well prepared for stuff after college. So I want to help you out and not make the same mistakes that I did, because I want everybody to have an even playing field in college and everybody be aware of the resources that are available in college, and everyone's aware of the things you should all be working on outside the classroom to make yourself as competitive as possible, where for whatever job you want to go off and get, or if you want to go to grad school. So that's my motivation. That's my why of why I'm doing this all. And so if this sounds like a good deal to you and you can use some of these tips and tricks, awesome. What I would recommend is subscribe, hit the like button, because I'll be posting videos on a weekly basis to help you out with all these different things you should work on. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.